Yo, what's up, guys? We just finished TSA. We got the name reveal going. My man here, my man over there playing Fortnite on his phone. We're gonna go into depth with the new name reveal.
This is what we found. We don't know if this is everything, but what we found at least.
Right. So sorry if it's like bad quality or whatever, but like we don't really care. First ever video. This is our second year. Well, this new competition will be our second year of V5. That's our first robot over there for first competition. We did all right. We got one competition win and one judges awards. For ninth graders though, like kind of fire. Like, yeah. Anyway, so let's just go into depth. I know my camera isn't really picking it up, but this screen has the current competition that's going right now.
That was also shown in the name reveal video last year. These circles here.
Right, there's a couple circles there. My phone doesn't pick it up that well, but there's a couple circles there. That right there is a blue screen down there. That's part of the the name reveal for IQ for this year. So that was probably one of the goals right there. My phone does not pick this up well.
This is the match loader from this year.
That's the match loader from this year. Just some gears over here.
What is that? We missed that the first time. That looks like a capsule of sorts.
Yeah, I don't know what that is. Anyway, that I have no clue what that is. Probably from one of the previous years. The other screens don't show much. That we can see at least. That right there is the high stakes competition.
We think.
And also you'll see looking through the tape on the floor scattered about. There's that's a blue block and a red block from this year's competition. That's one from last year's IQ competition. That's one of the
blocks from. It looks like from over under.
Yeah, over under. And then as it zooms in, there's one more for this year's IQ competition. But that's probably high stakes. And one more thing that most people miss, or I think they're going to miss, is that my buddy here figured this out. This little red light down here, we think it might be Morse code. So we're trying to decode that right now. So we'll get back to that in a minute. But we got some Morse code there. We got the whole shebang right there. I don't see anything important about this right now. One very important thing that I know is going to be missed, it's right here. So as you zoom in and as we get closer to these pixels, there's a single frame with a QR code. Right now, we don't know what that QR code does.
We've scanned it and it's brought up an error page.
Right, it's just brought us to an error page.
I can show it.
So here, he's pulling it up right now on his phone.
It's registering that as a QR code, but it's pulling up an error page on the Vex IQ site or the Vex site.
Right.
So we know it's something.
We just don't know yet. There's a couple other frames right here. We don't see anything else right there. That's not anything. And then it just goes into the actual what's going on. And we've already been through this entire video 4 times already. I think this is gonna be kind of a tag team type competition this year.
And we have more evidence on that thing later.
Right.
Once we.
And these are definitely gonna be clawbots with 3-wheel drivetrain, and it's definitely gonna be a tag team. I don't think there's anything right here. We can take it frame by frame. I think we already did, but there's nothing right there. That is just the field, part of the field. Couple frames of the field right here.
We think for V5.
Yeah, this is probably gonna be V5. This might be some kind of match loader maybe. There's kind of some sporadic either goal pieces or blocks to score with or something like that. These names might have to do with something.
We think
6, 7.
I think most of these are game makers and
I think those are all just game makers. This is definitely going to be a match letter right here. It's almost guaranteed, right?
I still think it's a door of sorts.
Okay, well he thinks it's a door. I think it's a match letter.
It opens. That's why.
Right, but like it could be like a door that holds back blocks. That could also be like a match letter.
It leads to the outside of the field. So
yeah, but like it could hold blocks, and we could put blocks in there or something like that. Anyway, yet to be decided. That right there. See how there's only one bot on the field right there. Just some regular scoring right there. We think that the smaller ones are going to be worth less points, the bigger ones more points. And then we have so this is actually some important frames right here. So you'll see that we have basically the entire field right here. We have, keep in mind these right here, these little top corner
this corner section of the field.
Just remember this top corner up here. We'll talk about that more in a minute. We have the high score names at the bottom. We have the scoring system. I think that these little what are they called? Like circles, the blue circles are going to be the tiny little blocks, whereas the yellow ones are going to be the yellow ones. Do you still think that the clear ones are going to go with the clear ones? Are they going to be 3 types of blocks this year? No?
I think there's only going to be 2.
Okay.
2 scoring ways.
2 scoring ways. Okay.
Not, just two different scoring objects, not necessarily.
And
ways.
it obviously looks like Pac-Man.
One.
I'm sure you've caught on the theme. I'm bringing the cassette player to every competition. I swear to you. Nothing important going on here. Well, okay, so I guess we'll still talk about IQ.
Yeah, we'll talk about IQ.
We're not in IQ, but we'll still talk about it. That looks like part of field. That looks like part of field, and then it kind of just all comes together. So that's definitely going to be the hero bot right there.
We think,
because it's gonna. So keep in mind that it has a 2-wheel drive base with a kind of like bucket, like a movable bucket that goes up and down. Kind of like the high volume competition for IQ a while back. And something that I didn't notice that my partner here noticed is that when we went through this a couple of times, down here, these might be lives. My buddy here definitely found that. That might be lives. And or I thought at first it was going to be like alliances. But now thinking about it, it's definitely going to be like lives or something like that.
That could be so.
Because I mean, level up. There's a lot with that.
Skills. This could be for skills.
This could be for skills.
Because sometimes, skills matches can be set up differently, and there was like one occasion where it was played differently. I don't remember the game.
Right. Yeah.
But it could be something like that.
Right.
Since it's only one.
And then this is definitely like Space Invaders vibe. Something going on there. Probably with like either shooting or like rolling on the floor of some kind. That would be kind of dope, not gonna lie. This, we think it's gonna be with IQ. We're not entirely certain yet.
I think it's gonna be with V5. Personally.
He thinks it's gonna be V5. Okay, so these blocks could be the game objects, and this pyramid could be something with like the game field, or maybe a robot of some kind. I'm not sure. That's definitely probably gonna be something with the game field on IQ or V5. We don't know yet. This is definitely gonna be the V5.
It says V.
Right, it says V5 in the background. This is going to be the robot. It's going to have a 3-wheel drive base with the claw, and then the hero bot is going to have big gear or small gear to big gear, and some kind of modified bits over here. So it's definitely going to be like a modified hero bot from like a couple years back. There's nothing important going on here. That was important right there. I think this is going to be for V5. What do you think?
I think it's V5 too.
So this might be for V5. These might be the game objects, or if it's for IQ, then it might be the game objects or like something to shoot, I guess. this is definitely going to be the IQ hero.
Q says it.
Right. It's going to be kind of like the hero bot for the volume up bot. It's kind of like a bucket that just kind of moves up and down and like something like that.
One thing I noticed
definitely
here,
a two-wheel drivetrain.
if this is, well, it's pretty much guaranteed that this is the hero bot. This would be one of the longest hero bots in.
It does look
IQ.
very long. Yeah, that is a good point. It does look very long. So that might be I don't know, there might be some size compliance things going on.
In Rapid Relay, it was an infinite expansion.
Right. In Rapid Relay, it was like you could be up to 6 feet long, or wide. I mean, so we have nothing much going on here. Something we did see is that whenever these flip, they change colors. We're not sure what's that about yet.
And then this middle one turns yellow.
That middle one does turn yellow for about a couple frames. And then nothing. We didn't see anything important going on here.
That was a flag there. That this.
He thinks there's something to that.
I think there's something to that, personally.
I don't. But this changes colors. And it also actually like, so we have diagonals here, and then we have like a kind of staircase going on down here. I don't really know what's up with that. That might be something to do with this competition. I'm not sure. And then this is going to be for IQ right here. So we looked this up. It's just a bunch of dance competitions. And
It's
saying,
like it's an old-timey dance competition.
right, it's an old-timey dance competition. Also, we know it's going to be IQ because it says Vex IQ right there. So I don't know what that's about. So it is changing from blue to pink. That might be for IQ as well. They might
I
have
don't entirely know what that means.
right. It might have pink things for next IQ thing, which would actually be pretty cool. This is definitely like an MTV looking thing. This looks so cool, so cool. This kind of looks like the corner of like the scoring objects that we were talking about earlier. So that's definitely going to be important right there. We looked at all of these. It doesn't look like too much is going on.
The only thing that's reoccurring with this is Tyler.
There is a lot of Tylers in there.
I just looked it up. Tyler, from this video here, Tyler shows off the hero bots in Vex, is what it looks like.
Yeah, so I think Tyler runs the Vex
He does
channel.
something in Vex.
Yeah, probably makes the videos. Anyway, Tyler was one of those score names. Tyler's right down there. Also, we have Austin. What's up? So this is also with MTV. So this is gonna be huge for IQ right here. These few things right here. So this is an IQ cartridge. This is like a classic game from like the 80s.
Called
Hubert.
If you don't know how to play it, you have to jump on these blocks and change all the colors.
Right.
Hubert, you change the colors. The things flipping were changing colors.
You're right. Okay, so we
what
didn't
if-
even notice that before. So what if it could be in Spin Up, there were these things on the walls for V5, where basically we had these flywheels or like rubber wheels that would change the color of the thing, and whichever side was up at the end would score points. Maybe it's something like that.
Or if it's like a pressure.
Maybe it's like a pressure thing wherever like you go
Like
over
if
and
you
it
drive
changes.
over it, it'll change color. Or it's like
Some
on an
cool device
axle,
like that.
maybe?
Yeah. And it seems like it says something more. More than just a friend.
it's more than
just a robot.
It's your friend.
It's your friend. So I don't know what that has to do with anything, but this is an important cutscene right there. This doesn't look that important. This right here though might be part of the field elements for V5 or IQ.
I think it's personally V5.
I think it's V5 too.
Because of the middle of the field. The middle.
The middle of the field from earlier was basically like there, right there.
It was this giant pyramid in the middle. So
Right.
I personally think it's either going to be raised or it's going to be an upside down pyramid with this block in the middle.
Which could also indicate like a shooter game, which is really what I'm hoping for here. I want a shooter. And then if we just go back to this real quick. And then this doesn't look like too much. It seems like there's a line missing there, but I think that's just a flaw in the software video. That's not like a huge thing. This right here, we were talking about earlier with the top side of the field. There was these 4 blocks up here and these 4 blocks down here.
It's a star chart. We think
it's a star chart. And you'll see that whenever we play this like regular speed, that goes by pretty fast. But a couple of things happen here. First thing that happens is something goes on down here. Those like shine just a little bit. And then there is that one shines up there. And then in between those, all of those blocks right there, you'll see a kind of shining thing right there. That could be something with the competition. And then you'll see these 2 like combine at the middle.
One thing I just noticed, the ones that are shining are the hollow, the blue circles.
You're right. Okay, so on the side there was some blue hollow circles, which I guess we can go back real quick. Here. On the side there were some blue hollow circles right there, next to the.
And they're in there.
So this is what we're talking about here. So there's 4 blocks right there, 4 blocks right there, and then there's like 2 hollow circles with a filled-in circle.
Those hollow circles are what's glowing. So maybe those only become active after a certain
maybe after a certain time they become active.
After a certain time, or after something happens with the field.
Right. Yeah. And then these might be match loaders. He was thinking earlier that these could be match loaders, but they are inside the field. We just discovered something. Okay.
What if these blocks here they're more scoring objects? They get activated after something, then they're eligible for scoring. So it's like another scoring mechanism.
Okay, I actually like that.
These are glowing here. The white and yellow are already glowing.
Right, yeah.
And in the star chart, these started glowing.
Right.
So I think there's going to be something that you're going to have to do or wait for a certain amount of time before you can start scoring those.
Right, yeah. Okay, so we think that there's something to do with that. And then, so we'll just take this frame by frame. These 2 collide and create like a kind of a star in the middle there.
I almost think that's a constellation.
I don't know. It looks too like square.
I think it's almost too square to be a constellation.
And then we just kind of blew through that real quick. So we don't know what's up with this, but we'll see this 3 times throughout the video. It's these same 2 frames are just like a cutscene. I don't think it's much. I think it's just part of the video. And then this just kind of flips out. We just looked it up. Okay.
So I looked it up. A square constellation that made, it's called Pegasus. So what if the hero bot for V5 is called Pegasus?
Honestly, though, we should actually like name one of the robots Pegasus if it's not the hero bot. Anyway, so this kind of rolls out in front right here. We don't know what this means quite yet, but there's that Tyler again. And
what we believe to be this guy that's going to come out is Tyler. What
yeah,
we think.
We think. We're also, like, we've been in Vex for a while, but only now did we just start locking in. So, like, yeah. Anyway, there's not much going on here.
Except headband.
Well, yeah. Okay, so I'll get a better shot of his headband right here. That's a beautiful face. Look at that face. His headband right there. So, it kind of has 2 red blocks on the top over there, and then kind of like 2 blue blocks down there, and then kind of like an L shape of triangles. So
what we notice is that it's double-sided.
Okay. So this is what my partner here came up with.
It's probably wrong, but
it's kind of a really long shot. But hear us out.
I personally think in whatever game this is, whether it's the V5 or IQ, that there could be 2 layers to the field, because
it's probably gonna be V5 because usually there's red and blue in V5.
We saw the door at the frame. Okay, so there was 2 frames on that door shot back in the field. One frame it was blocked off by something yellow, and then the next frame it opened up. I think that could be maybe like a ramp that leads down to maybe the second layer of the field. That's personally.
Okay, he thinks that there's 2 layers, kind of like how like a parking garage works. I think it's too like
It's a
costly.
long shot.
Yeah, I don't think that's I don't think that's what it's gonna do, but he does.
But it's a theory. Maybe that's all for that. The headband.
So there might be something up with that. I'm gonna buy a tracksuit like that or jumpsuit.
Okay.
Either or.
So-
So this number right
This
here.
phone number.
We called it. We're gonna call it again here in a minute just to
who's we?
see.
Me. But
Yeah.
So I called this phone number, and this was one big reason why we think it's a tag team type of game. Once we called it, it's a 2-minute phone call, and notice how that is the exact length of a V5 match with the 15-second autonomous and the 145 drive.
True.
So we think it's for V5, obviously.
Right. You're right.
So for most of it, we think it's this guy talking, and he's like trying to say stuff about it from like the.
It's kind of like some bloopers, but like
almost bloopers. But there is one very distinct line in the phone call, and that is when he says, "The minimum amount of robots allowed on the field is," and then it just cuts off.
So that definitely means that there's going to be some sort of tag team going on.
We think.
So then that only pops up for like a couple of frames and then cuts out. I was lucky enough to like pause it like right here when I was watching on my phone, and I just called the number real quick, and it had all the bloopers and stuff. This again, so these 2 frames again.
We don't know what that is.
We don't know why that is.
Oh wait, go back. It almost looks like a.
It almost looks like a dog,
look,
but
like
like
an eye.
yeah,
and
like
legs.
something like that,
with a
something like that,
tongue.
yeah. But I think that's just aesthetics.
And then there was.
And then there was nothing here.
Well, if you've never watched the video, Vex IQ is called Level Up, and V5 is called Override.
All
so
this is pretty standard.
V5 will be April 24th, and Vex IQ will be April 30th.
Yeah.
They won't see us there.
Oh, that same 2 frames again. That right there. We don't know why that is.
That has to be something.
Maybe, or it's just. I think it's just aesthetics. That's the end of the thing right there. So override. We looked up the definition of override. There was a lot to it going on.
It's to take control.
Right. We're just gonna set this.
The exact definition of override is to use superior authority or power to cancel, disregard, or take precedence over a decision, rule, or automatic system.
So like that's like maybe we get to override the code. So like if like the 15-second autonomous, maybe we can override that somehow.
That'd be a long shot.
That would be a long
That's
shot,
a pretty
but
long shot.
Override. Like what could be done with override with this new competition?
Well-
maybe we're taking like we have to take turns with the robot, you know? So
Or-
like maybe we like take a turn or like override the other
So,
robot.
the field scene, it had the things.
What things?
The things like the door
Yeah.
and the blocks that glue up on the star chart, like they glue
Yeah,
up,
okay,
they
yeah,
start
yeah.
glowing. What if we're over? So
What if we over? It's okay. So,
what if we're overriding something to turn that on?
So like in First Robotics, the new competition in Rebuild, there's these like kind of scoring things, and they activate at certain times. Maybe it's something like that where it only activate at a certain time, and then we can finally get the blocks then.
I think we have to do something.
Yeah, I think we have to do something in order to like unlock that block.
We do something to override the system.
That like absolute cinema. Anyway, that's just our theories. And then you're just playing Fortnite, I suppose. So.
Yo, did you win yet?
I've won a round earlier.
Right.
If
we got some blocks signed over here.
Keep in mind, those are my blocks.
Yeah, these are his. I got mine down there.
If we do find anything, we'll probably make a short about it. Like if we miss.
That's my signature right there. Keep that number in mind. That's us.
You realize it's
Actually,
gonna
you know,
change
it's gonna change next year. Okay, we'll have a new number next year.
78634.
But we got signed by like a bunch of teams. Mine's signed by more, but yeah, that's whatever. One of these teams low-key backstabbed us, but it's all cool. This team right here, it's fine though. We're all cool.
We still love them.
They got out the first round.
They did. I think.
They actually did get out the first round. I feel kind of bad about it. It was a good match.
It was close.
It was real close. But that's our take on the game name reveal.
If y'all see anything we missed, let us know.
Yeah, for real though. Okay, so we got back from TSA yesterday, and I wanted to take a break from doing this for just about a day or so. So we're back, but it's just gonna be me for right now. We found some more things real quick. So when we're first watching this, this little red light flashing, we said we would translate what that means in Morse code. It means ultraviolet. So that could be something to do with like colors that we can't see. So it could be remote controls or some kind of electronic factor that we haven't seen yet. And also on this hero bot right here, this hero bot right here. So you'll see the other day we were kind of talking about how it has these extra like little bits right here. We think that there's gonna be buttons, so maybe some kind of button that will be pressed and like something that'll trigger once that button's pressed. So that kind of goes with the technology aspect that we've been talking about. And we also have confirmation that this big field right here that we see, this kind of Pac-Man like field right here, is definitely for V5. We have confirmation on that because it's square, and this definitely looks like the hero bot that we were looking at earlier with the 3 wheels on each side and the claw. And then the other field that we were looking at looks more like the IQ fields that have more rectangular shape like this. So it has more of like a rectangular shape. And also one more thing, these right here, these little like triangle looking things, those could be the goals that these little robots down here have to either score or get some kind of block into there or something like that, some kind of scoring aspect to that. We still don't know what this is. There's still a lot of things going on here that we don't entirely know yet, and really you'll just find out as we go into the season. But that's as far as we know so far. And yeah, that's pretty much it. So, you know, I hope at least some of what we're saying is true.
Okay, so don't mind the mess on my desk, but this is during editing. I was going back through the game reveal video and noticed that this field right here is most likely going to be the Vex IQ field because of the rectangular shape. And noticed how all of these game pieces, or most likely game pieces, are on one side while the robot is on the other side. This reminds me of the game High Rise, if it'll go, High Rise from Vex IQ, where in High Rise you would stack blocks like this to gain points. So I think the level up game for Vex IQ could be another form of stacking to gain points, just like High Rise.
Okay, so my friend just told me some more information. Apparently, this beatbox, somewhere on it, there's binary. He found it. I don't know where it is. It might be these symbols right here, of some kind. Apparently it means 55 and 88. So he thinks 55 is for IQ and 88 is for V5, which could be possible. I'm gonna check how many pieces were on the field when we saw that couple of frames with the field in it. Uh, right here. I'm gonna count those to see if there is actually 88 of them. If there is 88, then that's like a huge thing. Okay, I'm back. I counted the white ones having 147, I think. Um, so I'm not sure how likely that is. But I'm now kind of convinced that it might be a shooter. Okay, more information. It's a Back to Future reference. It's 88 miles an hour. The DeLorean goes 88 miles an hour and then it travels back to the future, which is also surprising because in one of the earlier clips I showed myself and I was wearing a Back to the Future shirt, which I thought was funny too. And also I've heard some other things about this by or this I've heard some other things about this flashing light down here. Um, I think it's still Morse code for something. I've also heard it's Back to the Future in Morse code, which, like, what are the odds of me wearing that shirt? Anyway, yeah. Okay, one more thing, I promise. So we're going back to this real quick. So this is the V5 field, with the four yellow up here and down there. Um, we just found out that this might be an auto line. So like the autonomous, so that could be the autonomous portion right there. That could be a route for one of the autonomouses. Okay, so we found one more thing. This says O at a time. So that could be referring to like possession and like how many you can hold at a time. Um, or like it's got to be something like one at a time or like a limited amount of things that could happen at once. Oh, no, 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 no. Please not water. Please not water. Um, so there's also this right here. I just sent it to my buddy to get translated. And if you look closely, there's these little pixels up here that shine brighter or darker. Um, it looks like it has some sort of like circle with a line through it, and then like a 5, and then kind of like an open AirPod case, and then a thumbtack, a basket, and then like a circle with a line through it diagonally. So I don't know what that's about, but I hope they're rage baiting with this water bucket back here. I really don't want to do water competition. Um, this is interesting though. So yeah. No, 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 no water, please, no water. Okay, there is a lot of things that we missed. All right, so we're just gonna go over all of them that we missed. Um, First off, this is all normal, all normal, all normal. Um, we'll keep watching. We'll keep watching. So right here, I did say that there is a QR code, but there are actually two QR codes. There's this one, and then there's this one. Both lead to nothing. My buddy thinks that it's errors in the code, like that the competition might be about errors, or like there might be errors in the competition. Um, all this looks the same, pretty normal, pretty normal. Um, but as you keep watching, it starts to get a little bit more distorted. So right here, if we just rewind a little bit, you can see there is very, very light writing of some kind, dots and dashes. That's probably Morse code more Morse code. Um, so as we keep watching, you'll see there are actually more things right there. It's Morse code again. Um, this right here, I didn't see anything wrong with this. Um, this scene, there seems to be something up with the scene. Everybody keeps talking about it, but I don't know where there's anything. This though, I'm not sure. Okay, so there's a couple things. First off, binary, obviously. This up here though, I'm not sure what happened there. I'm not sure why that's like that. And then as we keep watching, there's one more thing right here. So if you look very closely, there is binary in there. All that is binary. Um, right here, we see the time glass, the at symbol, the A, and then a clock of some kind. Um, Nothing too strange going on throughout here. This is all normal. But right there, there's binary on the side, binary on the side. We missed all of that before. Um, Through here, I don't think there's anything that we missed really. Um, yeah, no, there wasn't anything right here. Oh, there was one scene though. Hang on. Let's just rewind a little bit. So, right there, that one scene. So, right here, this little text bubble says, this is a small text that you probably think will talk about your or this year's game robot or game. Well, you were wrong. Try again. What if everything in this video were fake teases and kept the real game as a surprise? Oh, maybe we won't have a water game. I really hope we don't. Also, I love the picture that this there's a picture of him right here. Editing software, and then this up here. Uh, 27 IQ project aqueduct. 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 But then again, they could just be teasing us. This looks like some circuitry mumbo jumbo. So we'll just ignore that for now. I think this was all normal. There wasn't anything special until right there. There was something. Hold on. Right here. This one frame right here. We have a glass of water spilling, a droplet, and it looks like a wave. I seriously hope it's not water. Please don't be water. And then this is all normal. There is a director's chair right on the side that says wood right here. So I don't know if this has anything to do with anything, but this director's chair right here says wood on it. I don't know if that's up with something. I don't know. One thing I did miss though is that pick up the phone and call now with parents' permission. I didn't see that originally. Nothing through here. That's all normal. This is all normal. Level up, and then override. And then there is actually more as the transition happens right there, that little transition. So, as you saw, I was really quick, but right here, binary, all this is binary, all of it. And if you look very closely, you'll see at the top here, there's kind of like an outline of something. I already talked about this a little bit, I think earlier, but it's a circle with a line in it. Some kind of like MP3 player kind of looking thing, an AirPods case looking thing, a thumbtack, a basket, and maybe like a globe of some kind, something like that. I really hope it's not water this year. I don't want water. Water and electronics do not mix. And then that was it. That was it for everything. That's all we missed. Um, this is again our own analysis, and there's probably more that we missed. But like, we've already been working on this for like 2 days. I want to get this video posted. So yeah. Okay, a couple more things before I go. We got the binary translated. It's game over, question mark, question mark, question mark. When then it was hit by it's your secrets, people will some. We are all bits in a machine, another brick in the wall. That's a Pink Floyd reference. Keep on dancing, 88 to 55. That's the Back to the Future one. Adventure. Um, and that's pretty much it. I think there's another Back to the Future one in there, and of course the Ultraviolet one that we talked about. And then that was all of the binary that was in there that we could translate. I am personally excited for this year, because this is like the kind of thing that I like doing, and especially just because of the name reveal. Like the style of the name reveal was so cool, and yeah, I'm excited to see what's going on. Holy rain, bro!